29 minutes. That is how long this car takes to go from 15 to 80% at a DC fast charger. For a 3-motor electric fastback with 395 horsepower and 345 miles of claimed range, that number decides whether this is a weekend car or a daily driver. This is the 2026 Alpine A390 GT at the Passion Auto Show in Martigny, priced from 64,500 Swiss francs, roughly $82,500. What the charging speed means for the ownership equation is in the verdict. The roofline peaks behind the driver and drops through a rear pillar borrowed from the A110. The bonnet blade pushes air through an S-duct at the nose, and the result reads more endurance racer than crossover. On these optional 21-inch Snowflake wheels in matte black with red Brembo calipers, the stance is properly aggressive. The wraparound visor window at the back looks sharp from the outside but costs you rear visibility. The parking camera compensates, but it is a design choice worth knowing about. Step inside and Alpine borrowed the right things from the A110. The center console comes directly from the sports car. Nappa leather and Alcantara on this GT feel appropriate for the price. But the dashboard comes from the Renault Scenic, and while the 12-inch touchscreen works well, this cabin does not fully hide its origins. The WLTP speaker system is standard and genuinely impressive. The telemetrics display showing live G-force data is included on every GT. Whether you will ever use it depends on how seriously you take the red OV button on the steering wheel, which gives you 10 seconds of full power for overtaking. The driving position sits lower than anything else at this price. The Alcantara sport seats hold you well through corners, but could use more long-distance forgiveness. Storage is where Alpine made its honest compromise. One cup holder, a wireless charging shelf, and door pockets too narrow to fish anything out of quickly. There is no frunk. If you are coming from a Porsche Macan Electric, the missing convenience storage is the first thing you will notice. Alpine chose cockpit tightness over everyday practicality, and that trade-off will suit drivers who care about the seat position more than the cup count. The rear cabin pays for the fastback shape. Knee room behind a 6-foot driver is adequate. Headroom under the sloping roof is tight, and the small windows make it darker than expected. The center seat has a belt, but no realistic space for an adult. This is a 4-seater wearing a 5-seat badge. If your rear passengers are children, it works. If they are adults, try the Macan first. The boot opens to 532 liters, more than a BMW iX2, and roughly equal to the Macan Electric. The floor is reasonably flat with the optional 2-stage arrangement, and the underfloor compartment holds the charging cable since there is no frunk. Seats fold 60/40 to 1,643 liters. A high-loading lip makes tall items awkward, but for regular family use, this boot works. 3 motors and Alpine's torque vectoring system send nearly 2/3 of the power to the rear wheels. 395 horsepower and 488 pound-feet delivers 0 to 62 in 4.8 seconds. The 89 kilowatt-hour battery claims 345 miles on 20-inch wheels, and mixed real-world driving puts the honest number closer to 270. A blue dial on the steering wheel adjusts regen across 3 levels, including 1-pedal drive. The 400-volt architecture is a generation behind the 800-volt systems in the Ioniq 5N and Macan Turbo Electric. That is where the 29 minutes comes from. This car in Gris Tonnerre Mat with a black roof, Brembo calipers, and 21-inch snowflakes, stickers at 72,850 Swiss francs, roughly $93,200. That is Macan Electric money. The Porsche gives you more rear space, faster charging, and a more resolved cabin. What Alpine gives you is the only tri-motor torque vectoring system under $100,000, a driving position that feels like a sports car wearing a family suit, and a boot that actually works. If the way a car drives matters more to you than the way the back seat fits your passengers, nothing at this price competes with the A390. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.